and welcome to
The Get
Together with Stacie
and Alyssa.
And this is our first real attempt
At an episode. I'm a little nervous about the quality.
Yeah,
that this is
we're
going to
just
bring,
beginning, and we really have no idea what we're doing, but we're going to do it anyway.
Day one.
You
don't learn anything unless you try.
And that's the motto to life. Trying. Oh, the air conditioner. Well, we'll that'll be a blooper. I hope we can hear the roosters. All right, let's try this again.
All right. Take
hey,
two.
guys.
Oh, gosh.
1, 2, 3. Take two.
I'm ready.
Hey, guys. Welcome to The Get Together with Stacie.
And Alyssa.
And we are just two best friends who don't see each other enough and want to get together.
It is true. This is not episode 1, but our first actual podcast that will be uploaded. And we're a little shaky on quality. Not sure how this is going to go. So if it sounds terrible and looks terrible, it probably will continue to suck until we get things
We're going to
figured
learn
out.
every step.
It's a process, and we're going to learn it.
And we're going to grow. We're going to grow from this experience.
I feel like a new person already.
I mean, those roosters in the background really,
I hope
show the
you can
realness
hear
of
them,
our life.
honestly.
And I personally love these owl cups.
Let me tell you something about these cups.
Where'd they come from?
We got these from one of our flip houses in Mineral Wells.
They were just left?
Yeah. So 33rd Street, that one I posted a video of a while back, it was full of unicorns, literally. I guess these people collected unicorns. And there was unicorn memorabilia everywhere. And then in the garage, they had a bunch of sports stuff, these mugs, dishes. They had a trillion VHS tapes. It was really fun to go through. We do now. We didn't, but we already got rid of all
the VHSs?
No. I take that back. I gave Wyatt the Indiana Jones collector's set of the VHSs.
Oh, good.
They weren't even opened.
What?
Probably worth millions. Not really,
Well.
because I checked and it was $20.
At what, that one store, GameStop?
Oh, yeah. That movie trading company.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of,
Yeah.
not GameStop.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
Ooh, I wish we didn't have to turn that AC off. It's hot in here.
If we did have the AC on, you wouldn't hear our voices.
That's true.
It
And
was
just to give you a little peek into the life that we're living right now, we're in my children's playhouse that's literally an 8-foot by 8-foot square that my husband built. And we're on the floor. There's no trim on the windows or little
It's
AC.
beautiful. I wish you could see the other side to our left.
It is a Barbie house.
We could maybe just sit here and play. Our kids are inside
Did you
having
see the
fun.
cat portrait that Leona made?
I love it.
Anyways, the whole purpose of this episode is just to kind of give an introduction, what the podcast is going to be about, who we are, which is, nobody of importance, but here we are.
We are important.
You're important to me,
You're important to me.
and that's all that matters.
We're important to the people in our lives.
I hope so. Somebody watching this is I actually hate you.
I remember that day
Oh my gosh, I'm glad I don't see
on the
her anymore.
playground. I was beat up on a playground once.
Stop it.
Yeah.
By who?
And come to find out, it was a boy who had a crush on me.
Tell me his name.
His name was Chris. I think I was in 1st or 2nd grade. And I went inside. Okay, so I went to the playground. And this boy, so there were several playgrounds. There was the big playground, and then there was a little playground. And then there was another playground that was just, I don't know,
Did
those
you go to
boys
Bryson?
with... I went to Saginaw Elementary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, there's this other little not playground. I think maybe they had like a bar where you could flip on or do pull-ups. Are they pull-ups?
Yes.
Pull-ups. And there was one of those boards that have like advertisement on them. I don't even know what was on those. I can see it in my brain, but I can't explain it. Mm-hmm. He banged my head up against that thing like multiple times, and I was crying.
I love you.
And I went in and told the teacher, and she was like, "Go sit down, Stacie." And I was like,
"Oh my gosh."
Yeah, maybe that was a little trauma. I don't know.
We're going to unpack that.
It's fine.
We're going to unpack it.
I was a kid. And then come to find out, he did like me later. And he was like, "Will you be my girlfriend?"
I'm like, "No, bro. Like, you bashed my head into a sign."
Red flag. Anyways, don't know how that story came out.
Oh my gosh. But that kind of ties into everything because that's exactly what this whole thing is about. It's about just nothing in particular.
Getting together and being friends and talking about everything.
Life.
Love. Pursuit of happiness.
Faith.
God.
Jobs.
Freedom.
Children. What'd you say?
Freedom. What else? What other topics?
Which, hey, that is kind of a fun idea, though. If people ever actually listen to this and they want us to talk about a certain topic or have a certain person on,
yes,
feel free to comment on our socials or email
tell us what we should do.
Text
and
us.
Tell us what we should not do.
Because probably the only people listening are like people that we know.
Yeah. People we grew up with. Yeah.
But that also brings me to another point of the whole podcast, was to be a place where we actually do get together. We are really bad about spending time with each other. And it was like, even though we wanted to, we didn't make time for it because we got busy with life and kids and marriage and more kids. And it just, piles up until you don't even want to get together with people that you actually like because it's hard to leave your house. So this is kind of just supposed to be a place where we kind of get held accountable for spending time together and getting together. But then a place where if other people are in that spot or in a place of being lonely, wanting friendship, but also not wanting to try for it because it gets hard sometimes.
It does.
Having a place for them to come just hang out and get together with us as well. Even if it's not physically, like you're here and you're hanging out with us and
as
one day you'll be on the show.
A position of a mom, I mean, if you took that standpoint, you need it.
Yeah.
There's so many times that we kind of have made ourselves hang out and then we leave and we're so refreshed and we both needed it.
Yeah.
Even though it was hard to get together.
That is true.
Yeah.
And I will say, like, I don't want to be mushy and dumb, but I feel like a friendship like ours is kind of rare. Like, I've talked to several people and they don't have like this soulmate that we joke about each other being our soulmates and not our husbands, but it's kind of true because you are like, you recharge my soul and it's like, I feel better. I'm getting power right now.
I'm being charged.
But see, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So with it being kind of rare, I want some people, like, if they get our vibe and understand this humor and this weirdness, they kind of feel connected to somebody and are not so alone. Maybe listen to us in the car, driving somewhere.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that can relate to the things that we will be talking about, and like what you just said, we all get kind of lonely sometimes. I know I have been. And while we have our families and we have the Lord, I think it is important to put friendship up there where you have an outlet to be yourself in a different way.
Yeah.
I mean, my husband is my best friend, but you are like, I feel like in my life I have so many very close friends, and that was another point. We wanted to bring on people from our life, friendships that we have people we've grown up with or loved ones in our lives. We plan to have a husband episode.
Mm-hmm. And a mother episode.
And a mother episode.
You mentioned the long-time friend
yes,
episode.
Because I'm still very close to friends that I grew up with. And I have best friends from all parts of my life. Yeah. We both do. And I just think it would be great if we could get together with some people that we like.
So funny, when we first started this podcast, or the idea of it, we were going to call it something completely different because you talked about the loneliness. Mm-hmm. And that was really where the idea came from. I was sitting at the house one day and I was just feeling like super dumb and lame. And I was just venting to her through text about being alone. I was like, I'm not alone. Like, I've got my, like you said, I've got my husband and my kids and I have friends, but I just feel isolated and alone. And so I kind of got this idea. It's like, maybe we should make a podcast and call it like Lonely Girl Besties or something. And we were kind of going with that for a little bit, but then we were like, we're not actually lonely though. Like, we can't make our whole podcast about that. Yeah. And so we switched to Get Together because you had mentioned that it really was more like just a general get together with ourselves, with our listeners.
Join us. Get together with us. Are
we making a commercial right now? Do you feel alone? Sing In the Arms of an Angel.
In the arms
Please
of
join us
angel.
For the Get Together podcast.
Fly away. Wait, what does it say?
I don't know. Hey, fun fact about Stacie, if you didn't already know, she has the voice of an angel. It's glorious.
Thank you.
It's beautiful. Except for that.
The fear in your eyes.
Oh, goodness.
Alyssa has the voice of an angel as well. And she plays the keys.
I more have a voice of like a chain-smoking French lounge singer.
Your voice is smooth and soft. Well,
je voudrais une salade, s'il vous plaît.
You do look French sometimes. I could see you as
a salad, please.
Is that what you said?
My entire song. Give me a salad.
Give me a salad.
One day we should do a musical episode. We'll just sing everything.
We could do that. Like Celine Dion. Have you seen her in interviews?
No.
She'll just like bust out singing.
I've seen the Michael Jackson one though with Oprah. Have you seen that? And he's like, you don't got to be, don't get. And April. Oprah.
Oh, that April.
Oprah's trying to like get into it at first, but then she's trying to keep interviewing him, and she's like, okay, so what do you think? And he's like, go to go. Oh, yeah. He's just like, will not stop. It's funny. And then I realized I do that to my children all the time. They're trying to ask me questions. I just sing really loud to them. Y'all leave me alone. All right. You had said earlier.
Yeah.
What is the biggest obstacle in getting together with people in your life?
I think for me is there's so many hours in a day and you get into the routines of life, and we both are homeschooling. So that puts a lot of pressure on making sure that you're doing all of the things you need to do for your kids and for your husband. And I think I have it in my heart, like, I always think, oh man, I told them I wanted to get together with them and I haven't reached out yet. And I mean, I would say the biggest obstacle is just everyday life and the busyness of it.
Yeah.
We have so many, every day we have something. And I think a lot of people do. You could talk to anyone and they'd be like, yes, we are so busy all the time.
I think even when you're not busy, though, like if you're not busy, you're tired from being busy.
Right.
So
like you need the rest. Mm-hmm. What about you?
Because I've said that a million times. It's pretty much the same page. Like I'll see people. Unfortunately, the last several years, I have been seeing a lot of people from my past at funerals. And it's people that I love. Right. And I'm like, oh, we should get together. And they say the same thing. Oh, we need to make time to get together. And we don't until the next funeral. Like,
Right.
it's been funeral after funeral. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we're really bad. Like, we're just seeing each other when people die. And this is terrible.
Right.
But it's the same thing. Like, you just get caught up in life. And, like, I'm in a different place than a lot of my other friends. And, oh, there is a giant spider.
It's giant. There's a giant spider crawling on the wall.
I mean, okay, but don't freak out, because
It's not a bad one.
that's the jumping ones. These are the fun ones that will, like, interact with you. So he's probably
Okay.
just like, hey, what are you guys doing? But just don't come close
I don't
to me.
think that eases my mind, but
Look, he's like,
He's
what are you
waving.
guys doing? Hey!
oh, the spider on the wall.
I mean, just,
the stories he could
watch
tell.
it. Make sure it doesn't get on my face.
Ew. Or in my bag and find him later.
My skin's crawling.
It's fine.
I love them.
I'm just gonna let it go because we're already situated
I
here.
love spiders. I'm trying to
didn't
get
mean
myself
to
into
interrupt
that
you.
mentality, because I really
I was
actually,
just a little freaked out.
I hate. Oh, he's gone.
He's
behind your.
Can't be
Okay,
further.
he's behind your bag.
Yeah.
We're gonna praise God.
It's okay. You know, there were probably other spiders in here that we can't see.
I mean, there isn't a tower of crap over here. Like, there's probably babies. Anyways, back on task.
Yes.
I don't even remember what I was talking about. Oh, basically just everybody's busy. Like, the stage of life I'm in is different from other people's, and their stage of life is different from even the other friends that are, we're in that circle. So it's hard to, I don't know. I think most people watching or listening can relate to the fact that, like, once you start having kids, a lot of your friends kind of drop off because they're not having kids, and vice versa. When you have older kids and then your friends start having babies, you're no longer in the baby stage. And so it's just like, it's like a whole nother, I'm going to say playing field. Everything is just different for everybody. And so that puts a wedge in the get together options. And I don't know. I think that's the biggest obstacle.
I had some friends of mine that I grew up with. Our parents grew up together, and then we grew up together. We got together this last weekend, and it was kind of timely because we were starting this podcast, and we actually, my friend Elena and I, we actually stuck with it, and we set a date, and we went out in the middle of nowhere. Her family has some land, and we just enjoyed we rode four-wheelers and played games, and it was the best
awesome.
weekend. And that's what we just kept saying, like, a lot of life is being intentional and being successful with so many things. You have to be intentional, and you have to follow through even when it's hard, and even when you have so many other things to do. If it's important, you'll make it happen. And I think that's a lot of the things that I feel, if it's important, we'll make it happen, and we'll get together. And yeah, being intentional is a big deal.
I like it. That's a good
I
word.
like it.
Intentional.
I see the spider. He's going to the door. He's trying to get out. He does not like
He's
the
like, I don't like what I'm
conversations.
hearing right now. Get me out of
My
here.
friends are out there, and I need to go get together with them.
Well, he is. He's like,
He's
between that
trying to get
crack.
out.
He's desperate. Dear God, get me out of here.
Get me out of this
He's
place.
making it. You're doing
He's
it,
almost
Peter.
there, and thank the Lord, honestly, that he's leaving us.
He left like 30,000 babies behind this dollhouse, though. They're just like waiting for their time to shine. I think we've pretty much covered everything.
Yeah.
We've talked about what the show will be about and its concept. We've kind of briefly covered that,
Yeah,
but
the premise would be, is premise the right word? Would be to get together. The act of actually
oh, he's back.
getting. Oh, he liked that. He liked what I said. Okay,
Dude, that
join
thing
us.
looks like he's got claws, like
He's
a
his
lobster spider.
four hands. Is that what it's called? Is they're lifting?
That's what I'm saying.
What does that mean?
He's curious.
He's looking at us.
If you're a spider connoisseur type person,
What
it's
does
one
that
of those
mean?
little black jumping spiders.
He's
And-
ready for the lift off.
Every time I've ever seen them lift up, it's because they're like, I'm talking to them and interacting with them, and they're like, hey. Like, I had one literally like wave at me one time. It like got up and it was like,
I feel like spiders would make that sound.
I mean, they're pretty cute. That one's just terrifying because it's so big.
Bennett
Oh,
had
I'm sorry. I
one.
didn't mean to offend you. There he goes.
We were driving, and Bennett had a stomach ache that day. So when I heard him crying behind me, I was like, okay, we need to get home. He's not feeling well. And we were at a stoplight, and he just starts screaming. And I'm thinking, something's really bad.
I need to go to the hospital.
I need to, like, get a bucket. He's about to be sick. I turn around, and no joke, there's a massive spider crawling over his lap.
Oh my God.
And so I got the closest thing next to me, and thankfully the spider, like, went across his lap onto his car seat. And I took a McDonald's cup, and I was like, whack, whack. And anyways, I killed the spider, and then it was just terrified, just staring at me like, you
abusing her child in the car. Oh man.
Yeah, it was one of those spiders that were probably more like a garden spider, but it was scary and huge, black and white. And I don't know, spiders with white on them, no thanks. They just look creepy.
It's a ghost spider.
Yep.
I'm trying to be okay with spiders because I know most of them do more good than harm.
True.
It's a process, just like sanctification.
Sanctification!
It's a process. I'm trying. I'm getting there. And by that I mean I'm not killing things just blatantly anymore. My cousin would be proud.
That's good.
She's like turned into a spider loving.
All spiders.
They're all great.
Yeah.
So she has to talk me off the ledge sometimes. But anyways, back to the podcast. This turned into like a spider episode.
It's okay.
So basically our topics, everything we cover will just be anything that has to do with life. There's not going to be any particular theme throughout this thing except for really relationships, friendships, and
what you talk about when you do get together. Yeah. Whether that be your kids, your marriage, your relationship with the Lord. We'll probably definitely talk about faith and things like that.
I mean, we'll even talk about business sometimes, I'm sure. Anything and everything, like we said, that has to do with life.
Anything and everything.
Yeah. Guests.
Guests.
We kind of covered it, but we'll just wrap it up. Guests, anybody, I say.
Anybody.
We will have the husband episode, the mom episode. I'd like to do a dad episode. I feel like that would be fun.
I feel like our dads together would be pretty fun.
Or like
they're so different.
I feel like my dad would either be a lot of fun or like close up and be very proper and quiet the whole time.
I don't know. I think he'd be fun. I think he'd open up.
I think so.
So yeah, we're gonna have a
whole slew of
guests.
And hopefully by the time we start having more guests, we will have figured our lives out.
Right.
Microphone wise.
Yeah. Video, audio, all of the above. We kind of just jumped into this.
We did. And that's another thing. Like if we didn't, we would have never done it. And
yes.
So
intention.
we kind of just had to be intentional about that and just make sure it was going to happen. But I think that's everything.
I think
we did great for our first episode.
And like you said, this is not necessarily our
not episode 1.
Episode 1.
It's like our pilot episode.
This is the pilot.
I'm really nervous about this audio, though.
Yeah.
I don't want to edit
Clipping
this.
that together might be fun. You what?
I said I don't want to edit this at all.
Hopefully it'll be easier than we think. And hopefully I'm in the frame of this video.
And not the amazing air conditioning unit.
Yeah. It's not from when I started.
Also, it'd be nice to get some chairs.
Yeah, we'll get chairs. And it may not be in the same place every time. I don't know what other podcasters do, but I mean, I've seen this is our life.
This is our get together.
Not theirs.
And yours.
But yeah, give us tips too, respectfully,
Yeah.
I'm
Don't
like, you
verbally
guys-
assault us. I'm tender.
Who are these girls? And who do they think they are?
could see them
First,
now.
I want to make note of our headphones today.
I forgot to even mention
Let's see,
those.
whose are yours?
I think these belong to Nora, which
Yes.
is your child.
Yes, and these are, I think it said Hazel on them.
My child.
Yeah. So
We
will most likely
Leona
get
pulled
new
those
head-
out and Hazel was like, "Oh, there they are." I was like, "Oh, all right." She didn't even
Okay.
know where they were.
Eh,
Oh, but
but I really think that puts the extra spin that
I do
we are
too.
wearing our kids' headphones.
and each other's kids' headphones at that.
Yeah.
We're winning.
We're winning at life, and we are thankful that you joined us today.
Hey,
How would you like to close this?
first of all, I want to say good episode.
Yes.
That's all we got here at the get together today.
We're not trying to be famous. We're just trying to be friends.
That's our motto.
One of us said that.
I don't even remember I remember the conversation, but I don't remember who said it.
We ain't trying to be famous. We're just trying to be friends.
Well, I love you.
I love you.
I hope you will join us for our official episode 1 coming.
December 4th. Right?
Yeah. All right. We'll see you then.